Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Serious. My name is Ewere Iyari, and we're talking about Serious today. Serious is a quarterly publication that just breaks down social, economical, political, financial issues into the simplest forms. We have a blast, and we've done 11 of these so far. But this is the first time that we're doing this on camera. I have a panel of 4 guests with me. They're one of the best people you could ever find. They're smart, they're driven, they're focused, and you're going to hear a lot about them. They're going to be introducing themselves in the next minute. But first, I'm going to be running us through what we're talking about today. So first of all, we're talking about Jackpa. We're also going to be talking about the Nigerian dream. What is that Nigerian dream? Yes, I know some of you think it's spending, but what more is there to the Nigerian dream? And lastly, we're going to be talking about culture. So without much ado, we're going to go straight into it. On my left, I'm going to allow my guests introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Abubakar Baba. One fun fact about me is that I love books, I love learning. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Seun Runsewe, and at my big age of 30-something, I still go through speech therapy.
Hi everyone, my name is Sikemi, Ifederu. I hate traveling and I travel alone.
Hi everyone, my name is Kola Aina. I have chronic stage fright. Even though I give talks all the time.
I hope you don't have any stage fright going on right now. Okay, so first of all, happy independence. Nigeria is 61. So let's just kick it off with our fun stories of what independence means to us. Do you have any stories, Kola, about what independence is to you, or any fun fact you can tell us about independence? When did you finally realize what independence was?
To be honest, when I think of independence, I think of big Fanta bottles with long straws in them. That's what I remember, because growing up in Kaduna, Independence Day was that day when you could have all the Fanta you wanted. Our parents would take us to the park and would just have a good time. But I think as one gets older, you really then start to think about it differently. And last year particularly was an interesting one for me, given everything that happened with NSARS and all of that. So I guess as I've grown, independence has meant different things.
Right. How about you, Sikemi?
For me, I used to look forward to Independence Day when I color my flag green and white the day before and looking for the Halloween the best outfits.
Yeah. Okay.
So obviously, as I grew up, now I understand better. Reading more, I understand that it's not just fun; it's deep.
Okay. Seun, tell me something.
I went to school that threw parties all the time, and so Independence Day wasn't left out. So it was grand outfits. Everyone had like themes and like cultures that each class would follow. So that was a lot of fun. But again, growing older, there's a sense of responsibility, and a slight sense of remorse.
How about you, Abubakar?
I think for me, the earliest independent I can remember was 1996 when Oneya was still a governor, and I think that was my first time meeting a governor. I think I was 6 then, so he passed away recently about a month ago. So it was about the military parades for me, and as time passed by, you begin to realize that there is a deeper meaning to independence, and with every passing year, it seems that we're getting like sober and sober. So
for me, one of the biggest things I remember about independence is my father always putting us together and then telling us about this uncle who had the opportunity to travel out in the 1960s or the 1980s, but never did. And so it got me thinking, why is it that so many people back then refused to travel out, to emigrate? And then today you have a lot of people, Nigerian youth, who feel like it's Canada or nothing, or it's UK or nothing. And then the unskilled labor feel like it's Dubai. I must go to Dubai to make it big. What's your take on emigration? Let's start with you, Kola.
Back, when our parents were growing up, there was so much optimism about what was possible in Nigeria. You find a lot of people right up. My dad, for instance, right out of school had job offers already. Could buy a brand new car, but fast forward to today, we're sort of in this place where it appears that the leadership forgets the importance of really keeping people optimistic. I mean, look at the damage inflation has done to people's finances. And so frankly speaking, I think that lots of things sort of either boost optimism or downgrade it. But ultimately, I think that is a big factor in people deciding to go elsewhere. Well, I think I was fortunate. I moved back at the right time. I've been very blessed being in Nigeria. I reckon that the outcomes that I have been able to sort of achieve, I wouldn't have been able to do that elsewhere.
I think that people like freedom. And so, as much as I love my Nigerian reality,
Okay.
I have this strong support system that just helps me run my life smoothly. I'm not going to get that in Manchester,
Okay.
in Arizona. As much as it's fun there, it's just a different life. And so, beyond emigrating, what I'm going to work hard for, as with other people, is having options, right?
So when you say options, you really mean a second passport, right?
It can be an extra passport. It can be you are cleared to live and work in another country for a certain amount of time. These are the options, and there are more options now with things like Brexit, with things like, everybody's welcoming immigrants. I'm not sure why, but I'm welcoming it because it gives talented people here the option to raise up their hand, upskill, raise up their hand, and grab those opportunities.
Okay, so let's move on to Abubakar.
One of the most important things is timing. I moved at the right time where sort of around where data was starting to pick up in Nigeria, and there was a need for people who understood data and what data meant to organizations and how they could expand, and that was what made me make the decision. And since when I moved, the opportunities kept, because of the timing, it meant that opportunities kept presenting itself, and I am exactly where I need to be. Even if I had stayed in the UK, I would still be where I am now, given that if everything went well. So I think it was the timing, and it was just being brave enough to say that, there is a possibility here. And the sort of another aspect to that is how well you've positioned yourself in what you do. So
Sikemi, I know you schooled abroad at some point, but you still decided to come back to Nigeria. It feels like everyone here actually moved back. So why Nigeria?
Okay, so I run a travel company
Okay.
that's focused on organizing tours within Africa. And right now, where my business is at, this is the best place to be. My clients are in Nigeria. I work with other Africans, and it's best with them here now.
So do you see the tourism market blowing up, the Nigerian tourism market blowing up?
At the moment, I will say no, because the truth is we have security issues.
Okay.
Most of the tourist destinations are not well maintained. And aside visiting a destination, I feel it's also about the experience.
Yeah.
You're not just going to landmarks. So right now, for foreigners coming, I don't think Nigeria is attractive enough, but we're getting there.
Okay.
Because we have, the tourism board really working on that. But as we speak, we're not there yet.
Okay. Abubakar, I have a question for you. So, do you think we should be doing things to retain our best talents?
I think, given the fact that things are not getting better, I think we need to do all we have to do. We cannot underestimate putting a strategy in place, not just saying things, but having an active strategy that will retain people in this country, because we've read over the past month how many doctors have moved to the UK, Saudi Arabia. We're seeing countries, whether we want to accept it or not, globally people are looking for talent everywhere.
When I hear people say the government needs to do something, I get scared. All right. Because what should the government do? Should they start holding people back from traveling? Should they make passports? Should they make passports scarce? What should they do? The reality is, all you have to do is make the country work.
You have something. I feel like you have something to show. Like yeah,
I have a very different view to that point as well. Yeah.
Right. So I think that it could be a problem that you solve in incremental steps. Why don't you embrace the idea of people going to earn in foreign currency and send the money home? Because when we talk about remittance has been bigger than GDP for a couple of years, right? That's wild on its own, but that could be an option.
A lot of people tend to jackpot because they're chasing the Nigerian dream that they can't get in Nigeria and want to get it abroad. And a lot of people also feel like the Nigerian dream is in Nigeria. So the question then remains, what is the Nigerian dream?
This is the Nigerian dream.